So this guy gave her mom flowers at her daughter's funeral, then was later arrested and charged with her murder. 42-year-old María Fernanda López Rodríguez, a former model and actress, was found dead in her apartment in Quito, Ecuador. From the very start, her family just knew that something was wrong. This wasn't an accident, like police initially claimed. It wasn't suicide either. They were certain that someone had murdered her, and they were determined to find out who. María Fernanda was born in Cuenca, Ecuador, and moved to Quito when she was around 18 years old. She spent over 20 years there building a life that she was proud of. She worked in the film and modeling industry, collaborating with all of these huge companies, and just really made a career for herself. She was the eldest of 7 siblings, a loving daughter, and above all, a devoted mom. Her daughter Valeska described her as just being very brave, selfless, and someone who always put others first. On Sunday, April 27th, 2025, María Fernanda posted a couple of things on Facebook, messaged her mom and her daughter, and then nothing. Complete silence. Her phone was on and texts were going through, but she wasn't answering anyone, and that just wasn't like her at all. She was always in constant communication with her family. By Friday, May 20, 2025, her fiancé and partner of over 3 years, 37-year-old José Luis Duenas, showed up at her apartment and told the landlord that he was worried because he hadn't heard from her. But the landlord said that he wasn't allowed to enter her apartment without the police. So he came back with the police and also with a friend of María Fernanda. And once they got inside the apartment, what they found was horrifying. They found María Fernanda lifeless, face down on the bedroom floor in her pajamas with drops of blood near her body. Police claimed that there was no visible injuries and said that this must have been an accident, that maybe she had a heart attack, or maybe this was a suicide. But her family knew better. They saw the bruises, they saw the scratches, they saw the blood under her fingernails, and they also saw that her fingernails appeared to have been cut post-mortem. They just knew that she had been murdered. And there were also signs that whoever did this was close to her. There was no forced entry or any stolen items. Something unusual was that she only wore pajamas around people that she felt completely comfortable with. Her sister even said that María Fernanda would never meet anyone without being fully dressed and with like full glam done. So since she was found in her pajamas, this showed that the person who killed her must have been close to her, if she felt comfortable enough to either let them inside and just be in her pajamas with them. And the family believed that this person was María Fernanda's fiancé, José Luis. His story just didn't make sense. At first, he said that he last saw her on Saturday, the day before she disappeared. Then he changed his story and said that he actually hadn't seen her in 15 days. So, which is it? Despite changing his story, authorities didn't take another look at him. From the start, the investigation was just done poorly. The scene wasn't secured. Jose was allowed to touch her body before evidence was collected. They didn't review any nearby security footage or question potential witnesses right away. It was just a complete mess. It wasn't until May 7th, 5 days later, that the homicide unit officially started investigating María Fernanda's case as a possible femicide. Even while grieving, her family just kept pushing. They felt things just weren't moving fast enough. There were still no arrests made, no solid updates, nothing. So they started protesting, going public, making noise. They weren't going to let María Fernanda be forgotten, or her killer be free. They knew in their guts that the killer was her fiancé. His behavior after her death further proved so. When he showed up at the funeral acting like the grieving fiancé, he gave María Fernanda's mom a bouquet of sunflowers, saying that they were her daughter's favorite. And he also kept asking the family if her cause of death had been revealed yet. Very strange. He also deleted all photos of María Fernanda from his social media, and above all, he threatened her family to stop publicly pointing fingers at him, or he would take legal action against them. Her family also shared some disturbing things about her relationship with Jose. Valeska, her daughter, opened up about emotional and physical abuse that she saw her mother endure. One of her sisters, Stephanie, said that he isolated Maria Fernanda, that he tore her clothes up and physically harmed her. Eventually, her family agreed to something that no one would ever want to do: exhuming her body. They needed more evidence, more forensic DNA, anything that would finally lead to an arrest. So this happened on June 5th, and immediately her family saw just how badly things had been handled. Her body wasn't properly embalmed. It was in an advanced state of decomposition. Still, the second autopsy did give them what they needed: DNA under her fingernails that matched Jose Luis. It also confirmed that she was strangled either by a cord or by a cable. On top of this, more of Jose's lies started to unravel. I go into more detail about all of his lies on my you-know-what channel, but he basically lied about his alibi in the most insane way you could think of. All of this finally led to a formal arrest warrant being issued, and on June 13th, 2025, 44 days after Maria Fernanda was found, Jose was arrested at his parents' house. He was charged with femicide and placed in preventative detention for 90 days. Outside the courtroom, Maria Fernanda's family gathered, her mom shouting, "Psychopath, murderer, liar." She also just couldn't believe that Jose gave her sunflowers at the funeral, all while knowing what he did. She just couldn't believe his cruelty, his audacity. Despite everything, what keeps Maria Fernanda's family going is the fight for justice. Her sister Natalie, who reached out to me to make this video on my you-know-what channel and on TikTok, lives in the United States, but she has to repeatedly travel to Ecuador for court proceedings, which is financially and emotionally overwhelming. The family is hoping to raise $70 or more via GoFundMe to help cover any travel, legal fees, evidence review, and media outreach to keep Maria Fernanda's story visible. Any support, whether through donations, through messages, or just simply sharing her story, means everything to the family. Thank you, Natalie, for trusting me with sharing Maria Fernanda's story. I do hope that justice is served soon, and I'm just so sorry that this happened to her. She deserves so much more.